So we are looking at the third set of the top 100 songs from 2015. We've been looking at 1 through 10, 11 through 20, and now we're up to 21. Jeremy, it's been a pretty cool ride.
Not bad. Great songs this past year. I mean, I some other years you look back and you go, yeah, what was there that I could play now that was really good in 2011, 2012? There's a few, but 2015, we've got a few that will have legs into the future in my mind.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. We've gone through, again, the first 20. We're up to track starting at 21, but we're only spotlighting some of the songs because we don't want this to be a 4-hour video for you guys to watch. If you've missed the first 2 sections, you can go and search those on our YouTube channel because that will give you the first 10 and the second 10. But we're going to jump into song 22 from Meghan Trainor. This is Lips Are Movin'.
Did you play that a lot at schools?
Not so much.
Okay.
I was really kind of surprised. Is her first song, which we can let's scroll down because that's down at 28. All About the Bass. The schools, the kids were requesting that, but not so much on her second track. That surprised me that it was ranked higher.
Yeah, I can see that there too. I would think they'd be flipped around, and even All About the Bass, I would think be more of maybe a 16 or 17 on the charts than a 28. That was a big song for me. Big at schools, played it at a couple weddings, played it at a couple bars. I don't think I would play it as much now unless I really needed something maybe at a junior high and that all the kids would know. Is it going to have legs in 2016? I don't think so. Either one of them, maybe a little bit. I'd probably play All About the Bass maybe a few times, January, February, March. I don't think I'd get it into the proms, but that's just my set.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Of the two, again, All About the Bass has the best chance of being a song that we're going to use.
Yep.
The interesting part about it is with the weddings this year, I had the mothers and the aunts, so we're talking the 40s to 50-year-old ladies who were requesting that, and they're out there shaking their heinies because they're that's kind of it's like maybe this generation's Sir Mix-a-Lot song. I'm not sure, but it was a good song, and I think it's going to have some level of legs. Now, what those are is going to be seen. So it's not something I'd completely discard, but it's not going to be in your A songs, I think.
I agree with you.
Okay, let's jump down to, let's see, what did we want to hit next?
Let's say 23.
Okay, 23 is Worth It from Fifth Harmony. A good song. I think it's not a song that works for every audience because I do some schools that are more, we're going to call it a little more rural, and they're more into maybe a rock and country feel with some kind of dance and such.
Okay.
That's not so much with that. And then I get to a couple of schools that are more, and again, these are more, I should say they're not regionally rural, it's their attitude is. I've got a couple of schools that I do where they are really into, and that worked wonderfully for them.
Okay. I haven't played it at a bar, which guys out there are going to say, why did you play that at a bar? It didn't work in my sets. I haven't played it at a wedding. I haven't had a request for it. Maybe a couple of different times later in the night it would work out, but I just haven't played it. Schools. I do a couple of schools where it's 75% girls and 25% guys. They're just not getting the guys at the dances. It is huge at those schools. I'll play it. I played it in December. First weekend, second weekend, third weekend. One of the biggest hits of the night.
Nice.
And the girls just loved it, and they'll just sing along to it. I will most likely play it up to prom this year. After that, I'm not sure if I will. But it has definitely been a hit for me.
Yeah, and it might be a really good point. Now that you mentioned the male-female ratio, some of those schools where I was referring to them as a more rural attitude is actually I had a higher level of guys at the dances, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Cool.
Let's jump down to number 25, and again, we're just bouncing through, hitting some of the highlight songs from the year that kind of fit where we have been with our music and such. But we've got Andy Grammer. This has been a big song with Honey, I'm Good.
I agree. It's worked at every single level of every event that I've done. Bars, weddings, schools. Schools, it's falling. I didn't play it in December at all. I played it maybe a couple of times in November. Will I play it this spring? Like I said, maybe at a junior high, middle school event. I doubt at a high school, depending on kind of where I'm at. Bars, it's still big up here, at least in Minnesota, North Dakota, and definitely at weddings.
Very much so. And I think this is one of the songs, though, if you're out there, and I'm sure you've all played it, but if you're going to be moving this into your wedding rotation in 2016, which I think is a legit song to use at weddings, you need to make sure you've got the clean edit of it. Now, it isn't horrible bad, but it's just something that if you've got guests there that are a little more conservative, the song with a clean edit, no problems.
No problems at all.
But
no problems.
The one that can be played that isn't clean, that you can just buy off iTunes, has some things in it. You need to watch that. So the song that'll be there, I think, in 2016, but you just got to be careful.
Excuse me, I agree. Let's touch on one more song. Let's look at, we've got Style.
Yep, we've got 29.
29. Style by Taylor Swift. I don't think I played it except for maybe a couple of schools this year. Nothing I'd play at a bar or a wedding. But Taylor Swift, she's definitely got the power behind most of her music. I mean, you can play almost anything and it'll work in most situations or some situations.
In my school dances this year, Style, I played it in 2 spots. Okay. Either just as the kids were coming in, right. I mean, before 5 minutes before that, this is like my last song before the dance kicks off. If I'm going to go that route, or it was one that they treated as a sing along. And it's not even a great sing-along, but they wanted to have it, and we did it in the last half hour.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
It was one of the two, but it wouldn't be something I would put in there where I want them to be really dancing. This is by the time, a homecoming or something where they've got come in there and they've just worked themselves into a feverish sweat, and they want to just have that kind of a change in pace. So.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that wraps up or does it wrap up?
Well, let's talk about HOTLINE BLING.
Yeah, why not? Number 30.
Number 30 is, and of course, a lot of people, this is one of those songs, I don't know if it really would have gotten played or even be on the charts as far as it is, if it wouldn't be for social media.
I totally agree with you. I played it a few times this year when it came out. Since then, I haven't played it.
And it's actually getting legs now in many areas because of people doing little videos with it and having different people doing a little different things. And so it might be something that's going to be on your radar and people will ask for it in 2016, but I don't think it's one of those songs that you would want to be playing because it's more of a novelty.
I
really,
agree.
is I think how I'd look at it. So, but that is 21 through 30. We just went through some of the highlights of those. If you want to look for the other videos, you can check those out on our YouTube channel. But this is John Young with the Disc Jockey News and Jeremy Landby with the Disc Jockey News, going through the top 100 of 2015.